Smarty Pints coming at you with the final video.
Yeah.
Yeah, Graham and Alex.
Yep, that's us. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you are watching this, then you did. If you don't know what the heck we're talking about, go watch videos 1 through 3. They'll be down in the description.
We also want to thank Crafter Brew
Yes.
for sending us this lovely conical fermenter to try out.
It was very nice of them.
And I want to thank Brew and Grow also for letting us use the FastFerment and use the facility.
Heck yeah.
Even though you're the manager, cool and everything, I still want to thank the owner. So let's get right to it. We got pluses, we got minuses, we got neutral stuff to balance it out. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the pros or do we want to start with cons?
Well, yeah, let's be pro. We'll start with what we like about each of these.
Be pro. All right. Can I just start off by saying that, as I told you earlier, the pro of the conical catalyst is that it's got coolness all over it. From the moment we opened it, I was just like, I love its elegance. I love being able to see through it.
Yeah, great design, great attention to detail with the way that this just doesn't move. They have their logo embossed on the ball jar. They like, you can see all the detail in this honeycomb and the little like feet that the thing stands on. Yeah, so yeah, coolness factor is through the roof. Yeah, really cool.
But on the other hand, the FastFerment, it's got the actual narrow conical design.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got it looks like an actual conical. This looks like a shallow conical. Now I know we're not getting into the cons, but this is the pro. This is an actual design of what a conical looks like, even if you do a stainless steel.
It also has these guys. It comes with mounting hardware, so
Right.
you can put it on the wall. It has a thermo well with a thermometer you can pop right in there. All
Yes.
that stuff is cool.
Yes. Now another pro to the catalyst, although we're kind of going into the con area when I say this is, it doesn't come with a thermometer, but pro is that you could just stick flat on the surface anywhere. Hello. You can stick flat on the surface anywhere. One of those flat.
Yeah, the thermometer is one of these guys. Here we go. You can just slap one of those dudes on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
problem solved.
that's sort of a pro because it's an easy solution. Another pro to this guy is you have this nice. Now this is a pro and a con in itself, but it's got this nice seal.
Yeah, there are no threads. It just clamps right down.
And you saw in video 2, I believe, it was video 2, where we opened up the valve and you could tell that there was suction.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was a little tricky with it is I clamped it all the way down and then lifted one side and this gasket popped right off.
Well, that goes into the con, but going back to the pros,
it's easy to avoid that because you just don't have to clamp it down. I didn't know, now I know. So don't clamp it down until you're ready to ferment.
Right, like in the video where you showed that it came off because it popped off, just let it loose on there and then put your yeast in. Or use a funnel, like you said.
Or use a funnel, yeah, either way.
Now you said the other pro to the FastFerment was the transfer tubing.
Yeah, I like that thick transfer tubing. You know, it's much larger ID than what comes with the catalyst, which I know we're not going into cons, but you can't have one without the other. So if that's a pro, then in my opinion, this is a con for this.
Yeah.
I just find it really funny that the FastFerment has this really big barbed fitting, which I addressed in the video, and then the catalyst has this little teeny nipple at the end of this funnel for the siphon tubing. I didn't have any issues with the clogging or anything like that, but I think the flow rate could have been better. So that's a flip side to that coin, a plus and a minus.
All right. We have any more pros?
Yeah, this ball valve or the butterfly valve over here. It's awesome. Huge 3-inch ID.
It is nice.
Another pro is it's compatible with any standard ball jar, mason jar. Super easy to find one of those and plop it on there.
They're cheap too.
Yeah.
Buy them in cases. We got any other pros for this guy?
Pros for that guy. It's affordable. It's practically half the price of this. So if you're on a budget, then you know that makes a fine fermenter.
It's true. Especially being a home brewer, a lot of people, they just got approval from their wives to do it, and they're like, I want a conical fermenter. This is in our price range.
Yeah.
So, any other? We got some more pros on this guy compared to this guy, or
Well,
we ready to go
the
negatives?
material itself, this is see-through, and it's a much harder, tougher plastic than over here.
Oh, that's true.
I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe the people at Craft Brew said this material is 97% more durable and harder than this. So when you're cleaning, you don't want to scrub this at all. I have never scrubbed this, just soak it in a PBW or something like that
Is
to
it
get
soft?
anything off. Yeah. Once you start scratching that and bacteria gets in there, you're going to have a bad time.
We don't want bad times. We want good times.
Yes, good times all around.
And noodle salad. Noodle salad. Noodle salad. What's he on about? Back to the topic.
Other pros, the FastFerment is the steep cone, which you talked about. It's more of a traditional conical shape,
Yep.
so that it just funnels everything down into that collection ball a little easier and more efficiently.
Which then could transition into negatives,
Yes.
because we're just going to get right to it and say, look how narrow this is.
Very narrow.
It's very narrow compared to this guy. This guy itself is just big and round in the bottom. Are we disconnected? As I hit myself in the face almost. It's nice and big in here. Gives a lot of room to just boom, fall right out.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to have to worry about clogging this up at all.
But then you got this guy, nice and narrow.
It funnels down to ½ inch.
Things will get stuck right there.
Yep. I've had that happen before.
Yes, I was here. I was here on a day when you were trying to transfer, and you were in there saying some colorful words and trying to figure out how to fix this.
I never say colorful words.
Well, it was like purple and green and
Okay.
blue.
So literally colorful.
That's all I heard. So another negative to this guy, and I am not hating on FastFerment because this has a lot of good qualities. So bear with me. The balls.
Got to talk about the balls.
Gotta talk about the balls, fellas. This one is just not. I mean, it goes into the narrowness here. It's small. It's narrow. It just.
Yeah, and
What else
also
did it say about it?
it's manufactured by FastFerment. You have to use their.
There's no
proprietary-
interchangeability.
Yeah, it's only one size. That transfers into a plus about the Catalyst is you can use any size mason jar. Like we could use something like this for it, for
And
dry
that's-
hopping.
That's a good thing to bring up because as you saw in video 2 and 3,
2 and 3, yeah.
Alex was having an issue with after fermentation was started and when he tried to transfer, everything it seemed like everything was just getting stuck in here.
Yeah, this ball jar was not large enough to accommodate the amount of yeast, trub,
Right.
hops, and stuff that I had. So now that I've got some experience with this, if I was to go again, I might use a larger jar for those stages so we don't run into the issues that we
Simply close the butterfly valve, change that out,
have. Yep.
start it up again. And then when you move to secondary, put another large one on there. If you're going to dry hop, put a large one on there.
Yeah. And then after you dry hop, if you want to let things settle out for a little bit for a cold crash, put a small one on there so you're not wasting a bunch of beers. Get that fine yeast that's going to settle out.
That's right.
So yeah, much more versatile over here.
Yeah.
I do have to mention one little gripe that I have with the Catalyst is they manufacture this really cool jar with their hop emblem and their logo, but they didn't include this little like 15-cent lid. It's just, it boggles my mind. They included this little flimsy clamp for your siphon tubing. It came with Airlock and Stopper.
Yeah.
And just give us a lid, and you could put your cool hop logo on it. But people that want to harvest their yeast, they're going to have to go to the store, make a trip for this little thing.
Yeah, that was actually a very noticeable thing when we first opened the box. We were going through everything. We're like, wow, this is really cool. Look at that. Where's the lid?
Yeah, no lid.
Who gives us a jar with no lid? I'm sure you could find one in the house if you already got mason jars. Any lid is interchangeable, I believe. But be that as it may, it would just be nice if there was a lid in there. So you wouldn't have to go buy a mason jar with a lid
Yeah, well, you might want to go and buy one so you have different sizes,
Well,
like we talked about.
Yeah, well then you got plenty of lids.
Yeah.
Because then you could go to like one of those Hobby Lobbies and just buy a whole bunch. That's what my wife does. So guys, tell your wives, say, I need some mason jars, where can I go? And they'll tell you buy them in bulk somewhere. Yeah. Let's see, what's another con? Con.
Which one are we talking about?
Let's do FastFerment.
Okay. Threads. It's threaded everywhere, and they don't seal. And you get leaking of air and wort and beer and possible contamination.
Yes, because it's this guy right here, mostly. If I can get it off. This thing
takes forever.
Yeah, it takes forever. So okay, during video 3. During video 3.
And 2, I think.
And 2?
Yeah.
He tightened this bad boy so much because he'd tighten it, and then it would get loose again.
It just wouldn't seal. I put Teflon tape around there and I got it to seal, and then the next day it wouldn't have a seal, and so I tightened it down more and just kept going to the point where this must have squeezed out a little bit, and then eventually fell straight in.
So, but you were telling me when I got here today that FastFerment sells a new gasket.
Yeah, so they must have realized that was a bad design. It was a flaw, so they have a new kind of gasket, which is like an inner tube of a bicycle. It's hollow, so that when you squeeze it down, it compresses and flattens out, and supposedly gives you a better seal. I can't attest to that personally. I don't have one, but I think it only costs like $3 or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but if you are going to go with the FastFerment, make sure that the new ones do come with the new gaskets, which I don't know if they do or not. If they don't, then go buy yourself a new gasket. Yeah, straight up.
Straight up. Another con of this guy is we were going over the cleaning. You had noted to me, I'm going to take this off again. But when you clean on the inside, some of the areas in here are just hard to clean sometimes.
Yeah, where the thermometer goes in the thermal well.
Well, thermal well's here.
Yeah, we'll take a close-up shot and superimpose it on this video.
Yeah.
Inside the thermal well, there's a place where the plastic is molded and meets the thermal well itself, where there's little nooks and crannies where stuff could get in there and possibly start, I don't know, getting some things like bacteria and wild yeast or whatnot that could infect a batch.
Yeah.
So that's a minus. Also, because they have to mold these things for the wall mount brackets to go into, I've heard horror stories from people online that where it's molded, it creates kind of a weak spot, so sometimes they'll leak where those little molded plastic pieces are. So
Yeah, I remember you telling me one of those stories where the guy hadn't used it yet, and he filled it up with the beer, and it was all over.
So you don't want to do that.
So, I mean, I guess if you were going to buy a FastFerment, I would definitely want to fill it up with water first.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't notice that when he was sanitizing it, or
he was too eager to push forward.
Exactly.
Let's see. So, any more?
But yeah, while we're talking about threads being a con, that's a con that I have over here on the catalyst. I understand that you want the threads for it to be compatible with the mason jars. Cool, stick with that on the bottom. That's a cool feature. But on top of the valve, where it meets the actual fermenter itself, just put a sanitary fitting on there. The threads are really, really bad when it comes to yeast and bacteria and fermenting and things getting in there and ruining beer. So if you can, I would think just a sanitary tri-clamp fitting there would be great.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think it would be too much to manufacture, mold into this, just get a cheap clamp, or I should say inexpensive clamp, but that's one negative that I have on this.
Okay. I guess my negative went into the whole. I was originally going to say it's a negative on this guy because it filled up so fast. But we already pointed out that you can get a different size to put on there, so that just neutralizes that right there. I really don't have a lot of negatives on this guy other than the gasket coming off if you decide to tighten up, but I think it's because it's doing its job.
Yeah, I think that's just something where you get used to how it behaves and just know that once you clamp it down, you're set. I wouldn't try to mess with that afterwards. it's an easy thing to get around, and I would rather sacrifice that for the great seal any day.
Now, do we know if this comes in a larger size, or is this the only size that it comes in?
This is the only size that I know of right now.
Okay. And FastFerment?
Yeah, same thing. That's the
Okay.
only size that I know of there.
Okay.
Well, I gotta ask you, Graham. We've gone through pros and cons. If you were gonna choose one or the other,
Oh, this is hard.
which one would you choose and why?
It's so hard. I'm gonna go with option C. That's what they say to do on all the tests, right?
Yeah.
When in doubt, just pick C.
All of the above.
All of the above. That would be option D or E, right? So, okay. I cannot pick out one being the perfect choice. Each one has its positives, each one has its negatives. Now here's proof right here that I'm not a hater, okay? I like this. I really do. I like it for its price. I like it for its design concept. I like this because it's got sleek elegance. It's got everything that's drawing that homebrewer in, saying, I get to see everything. And look, I don't have to worry about knocking it over. And it's got all these cool silicone gasket rings and everything. And look, it comes with this hop cone on here. And, you know, in all honesty, I gotta say it's a toss-up. Because this one balances out this one, this one balances out this one. So, if I was to go with one, I'd like to combine the two. But in all seriousness, I personally am not up for hanging this on my wall. I have nowhere to hang it. I'm up for this one because I can store this one on the floor, or I can store it on top of my coffin freezer. This can be just put in a corner somewhere. This one I gotta worry about, are my kids gonna knock it over because of the stand? Where am I gonna hang it up at? Because it's got the thermometer only in one spot. I don't know, because you guys mounted it in the corner of the room, so you gotta be like, oh,
Yeah, you gotta lean on in.
So, okay, in all honesty, we have a drum roll. I'm going to go with this one, and it's simply because it's got more of the features that I like, but at the same time, I still do like this guy. I do not hate this guy. I like this guy a lot, but it's got some downfalls to it that I know the company's trying to fix.
Yep.
I know that there's a lot of people that really like the FastFerment, and I cannot reiterate the fact that it is amazing how it's cheaper than this one, but if I had the money, I would go for this guy.
Yeah,
Catalyst wins on most of the counts,
I agree.
with this one just coming in just behind it. First place, best in show. Second, maybe third place.
Yeah, I can't agree more. It's the price tag is probably the biggest deterrent from this, but if you've got the money to spend, I would spend it on here. Yeah, for sure.
So there you have it in a nutshell. The judgment, honest and true, by people who actually use both at the same time, with the same beer, same yeast, same everything.
Yeah, but just because we chose this doesn't mean that you have to.
Not at all.
If you've watched our videos this far, then you have seen the pros and cons at work, and you can apply that to your situation and make your own decision. So hopefully we've given you enough ammunition to do that.
Yeah, we really hope that this is a nice 360 review of both products that will give you the right amount of information to make your own choice.
Exactly.
So, my friend, I have no beer.
You have no beer? Get some. Go get some beer. We'll wait here.
Cheers.